Alright, so today we are going to go ahead and tweak the body just a little bit more, and then we're going to finish off this last tutorial part of how to make a realistic plane with a paint job. Alright, who's ready to get started? Oh boy. Alright, let's jump into the editor. Alright, so this is where we last left the plane. Since then, I did a minor modification looking at the screenshot. Let's look at the screenshot right now. So, looking at the screenshot, when I came back to the plane and loaded it, I noticed that the canopy really goes almost straight back, except with Stormworks, because of the blockiness, this slope is difficult to do. So what I decided to do was go ahead and extend the tail. Yes, the plane is going to be a lot longer than it should be. According to, if you do the calculations, it's going to be longer in the game. But I think it's going to look better if we extend it, so that's what I've done. So let's take a look at the modified version. Here's the old version. I'm going to show you version 5. There we go. Alright. So, version 5. Version 5, what I did was extend the tail. I have a longer bottom part here that has a little rim. I think you'll be able to see it better when we paint it. We might tweak it a little bit more. I don't know if I'm going to keep it like that, but we might not like that. But here is the profile. And if we look at the plane again, you'll see it has this bottom part that extends all the way to the back, and then the wheel. And then the canopy goes sort of downwards and straight back. And what we've done is try to keep the canopy going straight down into the back. There is our tail. Here is our tail. It's yay big. Let's say 1, 2, 3 blocks higher. And we've got about 1, 2, 3 blocks higher back here. So we've kind of got this right. If we look at the front, we've got the 2 wheels, the wings, and that. So I think this is the final version. I may tweak it if I get feedback from you guys that you think that this is wrong, but I think it's pretty close. Again, the jet is a little bit thicker in this area here. If you look here, it really slopes down, slopes in. But I think that paint is going to help us see this better. So we'll see what happens if we have to cut some of this off at the bottom just to make it look better. We will do that. I mean, we could come in here and we could probably cut some of this off. See, that engine's right there, so we probably can't. But let's see what happens. All right, so what we want to do right now before we get into the paint job is I want to fix the gas cans. Now, it was suggested by probably Blue, I'm guessing, I do not know, that we go ahead and delete these gas cans, delete all this piping, and I think, is that the only gas can we got back there? Yeah, that's the only gas can we got back there. And what we're going to try to do is make more fuel by using the area we have in here and trying to basically stop up all the plugs or the holes and give us a gas can that is custom.
Two hours later.
Alright, so after lots of trial and error, here is the configuration. It has 16 gas tanks, or fuel tanks, whatever you want to call them, and it has the large wheels. The ability to lift off the ground is dependent on 2 things. The first one is this little green, this little green light means that the engine is fully started and spooled up to the max. Then you can go ahead and hit full throttle, and then when this little yellow light comes on, you'll want to pull up. So that is the ideal configuration for this plane. It gives it lots of fuel. The trim is at 0.20 because I tried to add an auto assist function, and the microchip actually made the plane too heavy to lift off. So it does not have the auto assist, but it does have trim of 0.20. So let's go ahead and try it and see if we can get in the air, and if so, we're going to go ahead and paint it and call it done. Okay, let's try. Alright, so again, it has the big wheels. You can swap the little wheels, but the plane nosedives into the ground pretty quick. It's like they get stuck on the ground. So we have the big tires. Okay, so turn on your engine. The engine's going to spool up, and that light will turn green when we're ready to go. Okay. Once this light is green, we will go full throttle, and that will take us to the end of the runway nearly, and we'll be able to pull up, if we're lucky, when this little yellow light comes on. Here we go. And launch. Alright, so now it's time for the fun part. We're going to go ahead and find a paint scheme for this, and the thing to keep in mind is we can't do anything fancy with paint blocks because we have these surfaces here. So what we can do is, in here we can do a paint block, but not in here. Paint blocks are only one-sided, so if we get fancy here, it will only show up on one side. Alright, so do we have enough for an iron cross? Doesn't look like. We can put it there. So we might be able to sneak an iron cross in right here. And so that, I think we're going to do that. So let's go ahead and start with the iron cross. It's easy before we go pick up our actual paint scheme, which is going to be something we're going to find online. And what I usually do is just actually type in the name of the plane followed by paint schemes. And that will bring up a lot of pictures. Some are not very pretty, but you'll pick through them and you'll find a great one. But right now we're just going to go ahead and do the iron cross, and then we can paint around it whatever color the final body is. So let's do that really quick. I'd like to use replace color and just get a nice flat color here. And of course we have the other side. Now I could go ahead and just do it on one side and then copy it. And I probably will do that, but for some reason I just did that, so ignore me. And let's go ahead and do the iron cross. Okay, so the iron cross, we want to go ahead and just give it a thickness. And I think I'm going to thin this out a little bit with a white line around the edges, so it's not going to be that thick. Yeah, I think that's the right size. I usually go and look this up, but we really want to get this tutorial out there. We've been working on this plane for days, it feels like. Did I do it too thin on this one? I don't know, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, we're really thick here. Okay, let's go ahead and thin. I'm missing something here. Oh, there we go. So it's this side. Alright, there we go. Get our iron cross going here. Oh, nice. They're hard to draw with. Okay, there we go. And there we go. And by the way, you can hit Control, and then if you want that color, hit Control again while you click, and that will give you that color. So Control, click on the white, and now I can draw white. So if you make a mistake like, oh, you hit Control, and just paint over it. Or you could, of course, hit Undo if you want. Okay, so let's go find our paint scheme. Alright, so what we're going to do is type in ME163, and then we're going to do paint schemes. We're going to do the specific name right there is already there, so we'll just do that and see what it brings up. And we'll hit images. And now we have the well, look at that. I can see the cross is. The cross is actually farther back. Can we put the cross farther back? No, that's only 2. We could put it back here. But I think we're going to leave it where it's at for right now, just because it fits. I mean, it does have a smaller cross, maybe? I'm kind of on the fence about that. Let's see here. So it has a different cross, the white edges with the clear. I don't know. We could look at that. I mean, no, we really can't because we need this block. I mean, we could move everything back, and that's an option. So we could do this, which is, oops, put a big giant hole in the plane, is bring this back a little bit, and then go ahead and do that. All right, well, that does work. That does work. That gives us a space right there for our plane. Okay, well, let's try it. We can always move it back. So just when we think we're done with the body, we keep going. All right, so let's just pop this little guy in here and move it to the right and hit U, paste, go back on this side, hit U, paste, and In the sake of realism, we'll try to keep it on that side. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of our iron cross on the front here. And there we go. Okay, that'll work. All right, let's save our work before we get all painty. Let's go back to our paint schemes. Okay, so that paint scheme is really nice, but it's really a pain in Stormworks. This one with the white spots, really difficult in Stormworks due to we can't use too many paint blocks to get these splotches. Now, this one has green wings, which is nice. Alright, so I think we want something like this. And what we want to do is just get these colors. The paint scheme itself is going to have to be a little bit of imagination. So what we're going to do is go ahead and that is something I'm working on. Let's minimize that and get to this paint scheme. So we'll hit new, and I'm just going to go ahead and paint it in here. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the paintbrush, or sorry, the paint dropper tool. And I'm going to pick a nice green area that I like. So I like that green area. Pop this open. And what we're going to get is a color. So it's 145, 158, 105. And let me move to the side so I'm going to forget the colors right away. So it is 145, 158, 58, and 105. I'm going to hit new, and I'm just going to save it here because I have no idea what that was for. Then we're going to come back here, and we're going to hit the brown. Let's find a nice brown here area. This is pretty good here, maybe. Okay. And so we're going to come back in here and make the brown, which is 140, followed by 116 and 92. Okay, and we'll go ahead, add custom color and add it right there. I think there's one more color we want to grab, which is in the back. Let's see that. Oops. Can't do it when I have the paint thing open. Let's go over here and check it out. So back here we have this light color. So we're going to grab it, and that's going to be the bottom of our plane, I think. And then we're just going to go ahead and make a new color, which is going to be 196, followed by 193, and 178. Oops, did I do 79? I did 79. Let's go back. Okay, and save it there. Okay, so these are our colors. So, not really too green, but very light. Okay, so what we're going to do is pick one and start painting and seeing what we can do. So we know the main body of this plane is going to be green. So we can go ahead and paint the green all over. Boop. And then we're going to take our brown, change our brush, close that off, and see where we can get away with the areas where, unfortunately, that we have. Let's just put this picture to the side so we can get an idea of what it looks like. I can see it. You can't anymore, but I can see it better. Okay, so this is brown. All this is brown on the picture. And we can go ahead and mirror this. Oh, it's already mirrored. Okay, cool. And then we'll keep this green. Keep that green. And we can keep that little brown right there. Okay, so cool. So we'll keep that green. Then the tip is yellow, which is fine. And then this is brown. Okay, and I think we want to keep this a little bit tighter, so we're going to get rid of that. I think that looks better. Okay, and then this brown is not going to stay. We're going to go ahead and add the different colors for the bottom. For right now, we're just kind of working our way through the paint job here. And again, I'm working off of the fact that I know I cannot do the paint paintable signs, so I have to be careful. Like I can't go on there either, which has always been a kind of a bothersome feature. But I'm going to go ahead and keep this going here. They actually have it running towards the front, so we could do that too, I guess. So it comes over here, we run the paint down. Okay, and let's see where we got our paint. Okay, so I could do one here. I could do one, if we come out this way. Let's see. Let's just do a paintable sign here. Oops, is this a paintable sign? It is a paintable sign, right? There we go. And then we're just going to go ahead and paint this up. And this just gives us an angle for the paint. It's not going to soften up our hard lines too much, but it will help a little bit, just to give it a little bit of a softer edge. So that doesn't work. This works. So we could do, if I bring it out that way, no, we're just going to soften up this line here. Oops. Soften up this line here. Okay, and again, we're just doing the paintbrush and softening up the corner. So we will have hard square lines, but we will also have a few of these little diagonal lines which soften it up. And you'll see what I mean when I spawn it. It's easier to see. Okay, back here, what do we have? So we could get creative, like right across here. So we could grab the paintbrush and go this way. And the reason we can do that, or want to do that, let's look again, so we can't touch that, is what we can do is, again, delete these and soften up. Okay, not too bad. I know it's not as much as we want it to be. Oops, did that. Don't worry, no problems. We'll just take that out. Okay, so soften the edge of that. Okay, and corner to corner. Going over my other one. No problem. Looks good. Okay, and then come in here and just paint over it. Okay, good, good. So that softens that edge. Not bad. Okay, here we could probably do something to make it a little more interesting. Looks like we could do one right there. And even right here. So we'll do that. Alright, take our paintbrush, green these up again. Take this little guy and bring that back. And there we go. Okay, good, good. And again, we're just doing our edges. And whoops, I went over that guy. No problem. We'll be back with the brown. There it goes. Okay, just quickly going corner to corner. And just follow this white line right here. And boom. Okay. I'll just paint the green on this one. And we're doing this symmetrical right now. If we wanted to get fancy, we could do a different side, which the real plane does have, and I think we will do that right now because we have our paint things over there. So, but that gives us an idea of where we can paint, so I'm going to leave that for right now. Okay, the tail, we are not, I don't think we're going to do the, what you call it, oops, not the white there, okay, I don't think we're going to do the camouflage paint, what do you call it, the paint bucket on, not the paint bucket, paintable signs on the thing here, but what we can do is just give it a little bit of color, and then just like this, and that gives us a little color there, and we can actually run it through here, like this, If we want to get fancy, come in here. And the only reason I'm bringing it through here with the paint is because it makes it look just a little bit more like this is just not stuck on like a decal. So by doing that, I'm just trying to blend in the iron cross with the plane so it doesn't look stuck on. That's the only reason I'm doing it. We could go ahead and replace these if we want, just to get a little bit more something, and I think I will. Now, it only shows on this side, but who knows in the future, one day there may be double-sided paintable signs. But for now, we're just going to go ahead, and when you walk out of the hangar, you'll see this paint job, but only you will on one side. Okay, so on the other side, you can see what that looks like, and you know, we can be fancy and try to duplicate kind of what it looks like. Pretty much it. Okay, cool. Looks good. Alright, so what we're going to do on the other side, we're just going to turn symmetry off really quick. Let's say that this is the, we're doing it in reverse. This is our left wing, and this is our right wing. But you can see it has iron crosses again. Yeah, it has a little thing there. So we're going to just add the brown on the tip of this side, because I think it looks cool. So we'll go ahead and grab the brown. Oopsie, I'm in the wrong paint mode here. Alright, grab the brown. Okay, there we go. And we're just going to bring the paint on down on the side here. Okay, I'm going to bring the green back here, I think. Take that. And if we do the green across, here to here, maybe? You know what we could do? We could do something like this too. And this kind of brings out the, I don't think we can do anything. Oh, we could. You know what we could do? Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and do a little fancier painting on this side, because we can with this block. So what we're going to do, let's just go ahead and fill it in quick with the green, because I don't feel like doing it like this. And what we can do is we'll take this paint here, and we're going to be a little bit messy, but we're just going to paint a little bit of a different shape than we have. Now, it kind of looks like crap when you're up close like this, because you can see all the jaggedies. But when you pull back, you'll see that it kind of gives it just a little more organic look. In fact, I should probably change how this comes in here and just give it like that. Okay, so that gives us a little more organic look. We can come over here and we can get rid of some of this green. Actually, we should look to see where the edges. Actually, I kind of like that. Let's go like that. And let's see where we can paint. With camouflage right now. If you could just paint on the plane, I can't imagine what kind of camouflage that we could create. Alright, so that looks good. According to my picture, this is pretty much it for the brown. Alright, I'm going to save this as a... Oh, I made 164. Silly. 6, number 6. So this will be our painted version, in case we want to go back and look at where we were. But, so now, our final paint is going to be underneath, and that's this color here. And it looks like we want to keep it under the jet. So, if we keep it in... Whoops. We keep it under here, it's going to keep our jet engine kind of broken up from our plane. I'll leave the wheels green, I kind of like that. So there we go. And I'm just going to come under here, paint. Okay, so if we look at here, this is an important part, because if we come over here, when it comes down here, this is our line. So if I follow this line, and I should actually be in symmetry. Why didn't anybody tell me? Oops. Apparently we do not want to paint on our yellow. Just saw that in the picture. So we'll go ahead and undo that and put this together here. Our skid, I don't know what we want to do with that yet. What is this? Got a little hole in our wing here. Interesting. I don't think we want that, so I'm going to go ahead and fill this in right now. Hopefully that doesn't stop us from getting off the ground, but with this plane, I don't know. I really don't know. But we're going to hope that it is nice to us. Okay. So we can bring this back to that one. I think that looks good. Okay, come back over here. And there we go. Alright. And then we want to cheat. We can do the plane fill and just fill that bottom. Okay, see, now this is what I can't stand about the game. We've got this side. We can't paint this separate from this. So what I tend to do on these kinds of things is I will bring in an edge. And that kind of lets me have my white bottom, but with a painted edge. I know it's not very attractive, but it kind of gives it what we need to just get by with Stormworks. So it brings it into the white body here. I think that's good enough. Alright, you know what? Let's do a nice gray on this. I think a nice gray. Yeah, that looks good. So our gear, you know what? Our gear could be actually black. So we can see this is a gear. The black gear of falling offness. I don't know what that means, but there we go. Okay, and then let's keep our gray on our skid. Okay, that's good. I like that. Go ahead. Alright, so this is our paint job. I'm going to go with this for right now. I think it's pretty good for a little guy. Not much you can do with the paint when you have no room to add any decals or blocks. So there we go. I think it's nice. And I think we should do our final flight before we go ahead and call this done. Thanks for joining me with this tutorial. I'm going to go ahead, just while I'm thinking about this, I'm going to go ahead and condense this into another video which just highlights the actual process. We went through a lot of different things here because we had to figure out things, how to make things fit in this plane to make it realistic, how to get the body to look more realistic by stretching it out. And I think that all that trial and error, we can cut off a lot of that and make it into one video that you can get through probably shorter than an hour to 30 minutes. And that will be our actual quick start tutorial, whereas these kind of went through the whole process and what we did to change it. Again, this is the final version, and I can load up the old version. Let's save this. Load up the first version that we had, which was, I think the 6.4 was kind of like our last version. So, a little bit shorter. Can we go back even farther? Let's see. Yeah, this is kind of like our original version. So this is our shortest version, and we were just starting off no wheels, and so we went from here all the way to here, and I think it looks good. So let's go ahead and do our maiden flight of the official finished version of the ME-163 Comet, and finish up this tutorial. Okay, now it will be really nice if it flies without blowing up. You know what we didn't do? I'll tell you what we didn't do. This is not done. We need to name our buttons. It took us a while to get here, but we're here. Look, it's almost Christmas time. It took us so long to get here. All right. Okay, one more thing. One more thing. I lied. There's one more thing. I don't like green cockpits. We're going to go ahead, get in, Hopefully that logic block did not make it fall apart. Oh, no! So let's fly this thing and call this tutorial done. Please don't crash, please don't crash. Okay, here we go. We're going to go ahead and shut the canopy. We're going to hit... What? And now for the maiden flight of the ME-163 Comet, the plane that we tried to build as realistic as possible. And now we're going to take the flight and finish our tutorial. Hopefully. Alright, here we go. Canopy down. Engine on. Wait till the engine spools up. We have no lights on, which is good. And we're going to go ahead and wait for this little green light to pop up. Waiting, waiting. It's green. We can now proceed to max out the throttle. Do not touch any control surfaces. Wait for the light to go on and pull up. Here we go. Light on. We're pulling up. And we're up. There we go. We did it. Wow, it took us a long time to get here, but it is great to see it flying. So I'm going to go ahead and lower the throttle. It's going to dive a little bit till the engine catches up, and we're good. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. We're going to go ahead and post this for you to download. You now know how to fly it. I know I'm going to get comments that say, how do you fly this thing? Well, you guys know how because you watched the tutorial. So thanks for watching. And let me know what you think. Did this tutorial actually help you? Is it too complicated for being a tutorial because we actually built the plane and went through trials and errors to get it going? Let me know. But for right now, thanks again, and I'll see you next time.